So, quite frankly, it has been ages since I last updated people. Mostly just because I've been lazy and since it's finally my birth month, so I chose to take it easy. This originally wasn't meant to be my usual Bday update, but with how long it got, I decided to just make it that. Obviously, I've got something special planned, but we'll see how that actually pans out. For the most part, I plan on trying to upload some Inazuma AMVs, but as I've made it clear, copyright is the only thing that's stopping people from seeing the ones I have uploaded. That's why I decided to make the two polls a while back. And of course, thank you to the roughly 20 people who likely voted in both of them. Anyway, this will hopefully help me get the many AMVs currently locked away by copyright into people's hands. I already have a Patreon set up, but not running. That I planned on using eventually for the channel to give people the videos they want, and I might as well be honest and say that I want to get a little money out of this without having to do the crazy 1,000 subs thing again. Yeah. Also, I've made it clear that I've been using my new phone for recordings. And sure, it's a pretty good mic. That's the reason why you don't hear an echo despite my room being empty as hell. The lack of any background noises, though, is due to when I record. But anyway, I only really use the thing for playing Brave Souls. Join my clan. I mean guild. I'm kidding, of course. But yeah, I've just been using it to play games while my old one's for music. Anyway, so far my plans for Patreon are to have a single tier, at least for the moment, priced at $150. No, I don't mean 150. $150. And making a massive list of all the AMVs I've made that you can use to request 3 specific AMVs every 2 weeks, starting the week that I make it public. What I plan on doing in regards to sharing them with people will be explained at a later date, since I plan on making the Patreon public on the 25th, which is tomorrow by the time I'm recording this. So I'd advise you actually start supporting me on there next month so you don't get billed twice in such a short time span. And if you actually start supporting me within, say, the first 3 days of April, I'll be generous and give you 6 AMVs as soon as I actually post the list and you choose what AMVs you want. So far, that's just my current plan, but of course things will change as I actually get things rolling. So expect a little bit of change, but you will still get 6 if you actually do support me within the first 3 days. In regards to that, I'll also likely upload another update alongside the Patreon one that I've been postponing for the longest time, that being an Inazuma update video to explain the new style I plan, or rather have been, doing descriptions. I've also made it clear that the only reason I've postponed this for so long is just that I'm lazy. So lazy that I've been shiny hunting on and off for the past couple of years, only because I want a ton of shinies. And it should be obvious that getting shinies isn't that easy. Not really guaranteed to get them in the first batch of 30 eggs. Or the first 30 of 30. Or whatever level of math you want to do. But the point is, I've done a lot of breeding and hatching. Shiny hunting is the definition of insanity. And if you don't honestly believe that, I question your mental stability. So, I added this part you're listening to right now because the end of Pokemon just so happened to air during my initial scripting for this. So, I just want to add that it's crazy that Pokemon, a series that's been running for nearly 30 years, has finally ended Ash's journey. Crazy to think we'd be here for that. I'd rather make some long video explaining how I feel about this, and this video will alone will already be fairly long. So for now, I'll just leave things with, and so the journey continues. Kudos to those who get the reference. Anyways, ranting aside, things are slowly getting underway and will be out in due time. The Patreon will be public shortly, as I already said, while I still have to properly record and edit what I need to do for the Inazuma descriptions update. That's all for the major stuff, but if you want to hear some extra ranting from me, mostly about Inazuma, feel free to keep listening. And before I forget, my upload schedule for the rest of the month will be pinned in the comments. Rambling will begin shortly. Also, yeah, I did script this update just a bit to help things move along. And, it sort of works, sort of doesn't, but yeah. That might be how I choose to do things from now on. Just so that I can also do rants every now and then. We'll see. So, I originally recorded the original version of this update on the 5th, so I was honestly just hyped for the Inazuma 11 Great Road info drop that was around the corner. Look, I know it's Victory Road, but I just think Great Road sounds better. Anyway, I was just hyped for the possibility of an English localization of the game. That was honestly in development hell for who knows how long at this point. Because thankfully, Switch is region locked, unlike 3DS. Small life in the chat. Having comments for our beloved eShop. You will be missed. Anyway, everybody knows that 3DS is child's play to hack, to the point where even I can do it, and I'm definitely nowhere knowledgeable enough to hack anything without a guide. I barely even know that much about computers, so yeah. Luckily, it does seem to be getting a worldwide release, so hey, good for me. And yes, I am very thankful that Level 5 has chosen to do that, and will gladly pick up a physical copy. Of course, if there's a place near me that will actually get it, because I definitely wouldn't mind having a physical copy, especially given how short printed the last 3 English Yokai Watch games were on 3DS. And I also plan to touch on this when I start doing reviews, but you're actually pretty screwed from a completion standpoint if you didn't buy the digital versions of any of the Yokai Watch games. Aside from the first one, really. This is mainly due to the fact that the hardest yokai to get in the games, aside from Pandanoko, are the digital exclusives. In other words, if you bought the physical version of many of the games, it's legitimately impossible to complete Yokai Watch's compendium outside of trading with someone who did buy the digital version. That rant aside, it should be clear that these updates only get this long when I rant. So I expect my reviews to probably be 30 minutes at minimum because of it. I feel sorry for anyone that actually listens to all my random rants when I do release those reviews.